Hey, welcome back to 10 Minute Mentor. I'm your host, Rich Perry, joined by co-host, Ally Sheridan. Ally, what's going on today?
Not much. Excited to get started today.
All right. And I know you've got a question or two, right? You fielded some
Yep.
questions. So what's the question you have today?
All right. So I think work-life balance is something a lot of us struggle with. How have
Mhm.
you learned to maintain that balance?
All right. So we're gonna get a little personal. Like we're not getting too personal, okay? So
Yeah.
don't worry, folks at home. Um, but a long time ago, I absolutely refused, and this is probably like stubborn Italian, like just you're gonna tell me what to do, right? Um, I never had a daily calendar, like a daily planner or anything really to keep myself on task. Now, I'm not going to date myself, but this is before like smartphones and all that stuff. Like I'm not old, but I mean technology has really ramped up anyway.
Mhm.
But I mean, we've had daily planners for a long time, and for whatever reason, I was always just like, "Oh, I don't need a daily planner. I'm smart. I've got a good memory. Like if it's important, I'll remember it, right?" But as I got older and I got involved in this activity and this organization and this activity and that organization, and people started depending on me to be an adult and have responsibilities, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like I have a lot that I need to be remembering, and it's like taking up valuable space in my head. Like, why am I forcing myself to remember all these things? So, anyway, I broke down and I said, all right, I'm just going to get a daily planner. But, like, if I'm being honest, like, some of those, like appointment books that an appointment book that you might get at like a CVS, like it felt very dry and sterile,
Mhm.
and I didn't enjoy using it. Okay, but I forced myself to use it. So I got my appointment book, all right, my appointment calendar. But also too, like I keep a gratitude journal. So now I've got do my appointments in the one book, and I've got a gratitude journal for me. And then also I've got a random book where I scribble notes to myself, right? Oh, you should do this. Oh, this is a good idea. Oh, this is a great piece of content right there. Or, reach out to this person. Um, so I'm an adult walking around with multiple books everywhere I go, and I have to carry a backpack with me. Um, and it was a lot.
Mhm.
So fast forward. So like I don't have a good solution right now. So I'm just multi-booking it everywhere I go. Don't have a good solution. And then a couple years ago, I ended up coming across someone I was introduced by a mutual friend, and we have since become really good friends. And a product that he has, and no, this is not a product endorsement, but this is me, like this isn't a sponsored thing. So a product that he creates, and I've got it right here because I have to keep myself on task, is he has a quarterly planner. Okay, so this is his brand, Lifey. Um, and it's got like everything that I need. It's got, I don't know if you can see this. What's my one thing to do today? The items, all the to-do tasks. Something that you can do to take care of yourself. So like mental health or self-care, things of that nature. It's got an area for gratitude, right? And then on the other side, it's got my notes area, like when I can put my random scribbles of just, oh, you got to do this. It's got a celebration area, to today's wins or what did you learn today. So it's more than just keeping me on task with items and to do things. It's pretty much all of those things that I was already doing in one area. Okay.
Mhm.
um Now again, for you, Allie, and the folks that are watching at home, like you don't have to get this, okay? Um, that's what I use. That is how I stay on task, and it allows me to both stay productive, but it also gives me that room to write down those random notes to myself. It gives me room to express my gratitude, and I can kind of reflect on it later or the next day or a couple days later, whatever. It gives me that area to celebrate my victories, which is very important, folks. And, little side note, I encourage you to celebrate your victories, big and small. Okay. Um, that is what I use to keep myself, as I said, productive, but also balanced as an individual, as a person, as a professional, as someone who wants to make a difference. Also, too, Allie, have you ever heard the saying, "You can't pour from an empty cup"?
No.
Oh, okay. So what it basically means, as you might guess, when people ask you for favors, or maybe you uh, help the old lady across the street, or help a kid tie his shoes, right? You're constantly giving of yourself. And each time you give of yourself, you're pouring a little bit out. You're pouring a little bit out. You're pouring a little bit out. Well, at the end of the day, or at the end of a time period, you've got to replenish. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to fill your cup back up. Maybe filling your cup is a nice walk outside. Maybe it's taking time to reflect. Maybe it's going for a run. Maybe it's going to see a movie. Whatever you do, you have to pour back into yourself so you can keep giving of yourself to others. And this helps me do that. Also, too, I'll say this last thing, and then I'm going to throw it back to you, Allie. So watch out. It's coming. It's coming. I have you and Ava doing the daily self-assessments, and
Mhm.
you'll know when you do your daily self-assessment that a lot of those items, because I ask you, what's your priority for today? What's the secondary item for today? What did you do well? What's a victory that you have? I based that self-assessment off of this in hopes that it would both keep you productive, but also give you an opportunity to share things that are on your mind. We can celebrate those accomplishments, you know what I'm saying, together. So that was my little attempt to give you a tool that I use as well. So now I'm throwing it back at you, Allie.
Right.
What is something that you use to balance yourself, to stay balanced, work and life and everything else?
Yeah. I've definitely tried like the traditional planners, and I always like get them in the beginning of the year. I use them for like a week. They don't get used. But I did find an app that I really like because, I'm
Okay.
on my phone a lot and I think it's just much easier for me. I go for that a lot more. It's called Notion. It's
Notion.
completely free. Yeah. I
Okay.
like to put in the beginning of the semester, I put all my assignments I do, the due dates, and you can like easily mark them done and stuff. I also do like my gym schedule, what I'm doing that day. And I think that helps me definitely like keep organized. And yeah, I think it's a great app. Also not a pitch.
Not a product endorsement.
Yeah.
Watch out, YouTube. We are not sponsoring anybody here.
Mhm. Yeah. Also just, prioritizing my own time and time with family and friends. I think that helps me a lot not get stressed and overwhelmed. So
Very cool. And remind me again, this Notion app. It's on all mobile devices, at least, right? Folks can get it, and it's got like the different areas, like you were saying, like you can put in like gym items, like fitness and stuff like that, or is that
yeah,
more of like a little note card, a little notepad area?
they have a lot of different like templates to use that are already ready for you. So yeah, they have like ones for assignments and stuff and one for a gym schedule. It's really
Okay.
easy to use. So
Very cool. All right. So, folks that are watching, college students, young professionals, whether you go a little bit more old school, writing it down, or maybe you've got that app that is accessible at all point in time with on your mobile device, find the tool or the resource, the thing that is going to help you um, achieve that work-life balance so that you can be productive and happy and feeling accomplished. And remember too, as you're pouring out, as you're giving yourself, as you're going through your day, make sure you're also taking time to replenish that in yourself, right? Pouring back into your own cup so that so you can be happy and healthy and successful as an individual. Ally, thank you for hanging out with me. Folks, if you've got a question, drop it in the comments. We're going to be monitoring those. And, if it's a really cool question and we think that it would really add value, maybe we'll even shoot a video here and address it publicly. But thank you for tuning in to 10-Minute Mentor. Rich Perry, Ally Sheridan. Talk to you soon. Thanks and be excellent.